Ajit Pai was at a tech conference recently right here in Southern California. I was not in town. I was out of town for my sister's wedding, so I wasn't in the area. Otherwise, I might have shown up. Who knows? I might have shown up, tried to get an interview with him. Hey, Ajit Pai, wow, how does it feel knowing you're the face of the person trying to ruin the internet for everyone as we know it? How does that make you feel? But I didn't get my opportunity. But anyway, boom. There's a little goofy thing here. What's this guy saying? Oh, it's a big pharma ad. That's appropriate. All right. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai argues a patchwork of state regulations is bad for business. What does he mean here? He says it's time for Congress to rethink federalism in the internet age. What does this headline mean? Let's break down the headline. Ajit Pai really hates the fact that states are passing net neutrality bills. And he says it's time for Congress to rethink federalism in the internet age. He wants a federal regulation that states can't have net neutrality. By the way, this is the guy who said the FCC needs to be hands-off on the internet. That's why we shouldn't have net neutrality protections. We should be hands-off. But then the court ruled, well, states can pass their own net neutrality bills. That's not against the law. They can do it. We just ruled it. So now he's saying, oh, wait, the FCC needs to be hands-on federal rules for the internet. We need to be hands-on. I thought you just said we had to be hands-off. No. We need to be hands-on now because we can help the corporations more if we're hands-on. This guy's a hypocrite, and he's caught in a web of his own bullshit. Hey, we need to be hands-off on the internet, so let's repeal net neutrality. That helps out the corporations. Hey, we like net neutrality, so we're going to pass some state laws for net neutrality. Oh, wait. We need federal regulation now. We need federal. When I said we need to be hands off and not have federal, I was kidding. I was drinking too much out of my big oversized Reese's mug, and there was vodka in it. I was drunk. Now I'm sober. All right, so let's get into this. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai worries a patchwork of local and state regulations on internet technologies, i.e. net neutrality protections for consumers, could hurt the competitiveness of the U.S. in the tech sector. He was speaking at a Wall Street Journal Tech Live conference in Laguna Beach, California. I bet that was a hell of a party. Tech conference, Wall Street Journal. Man, I'm sure the vino did flow. All right, so Ajit Pai made the case for harmonizing regulation amongst federal and state and local governments. Why does he want that? Okay, first of all, here's why he wants it. He doesn't want states to have net neutrality protections because that hurts the big internet service providers, which is who Ajit Pai serves. He doesn't serve you, the consumer. He serves the big tech companies that want to screw over your internet access. Comcast, AT&T, Spectrum. What do they want to do? They want net neutrality to go away completely, which we don't have net neutrality, but we're fighting in the courts and we're passing state bills. So we're holding the front lines, basically. But with net neutrality gone, what can these ISPs do, these internet service providers? They can carve the internet up and make it into cable television 2.0 and price gouge you, the consumer. They can also create fast lanes and slow lanes. So some websites would load faster than others, i.e. CNN will load fast. Shows like this will load slow. It will change the face of the internet as we know it, and it will carve the internet into what we have on television and what we have on radio. And once we lose a medium, we don't get it back, i.e. it will gut the internet as we know it. We'll be telling our children and our grandchildren what the internet used to be like. That is, of course, if we're not all underwater by that point. That's what's at stake. So states have rallied and they have passed net neutrality bills, and the court ruled. So there was a court ruling not too long ago that was half good, half bad. The half bad part, they upheld the net neutrality repeal. They said it was okay that the FCC repealed net neutrality protections, which we got on the books in 2015. We've had net neutrality protections assumed since the advent of the internet, but we got it official on the books in 2015. When Tom Wheeler and the Obama administration had their arms twisted by the public to do the right thing at the 11th hour. Keep in mind, Tom Wheeler was a cable lobbyist who didn't want to give us net neutrality protections. He did the right thing at the 11th hour. Obama did tell him to do the right thing at the 11th hour. That, of course, was after the FCC website crashed from so many people commenting, demanding net neutrality. Just saying. So that's what's going on with net neutrality. Now, if states pass net neutrality bills, we have one in California that's moving forward. because the court just ruled it could. If New York passes one as well, the ISP's hands are tied because they can't unroll anti-net neutrality packages to consumers in California, and they can't do it in New York. That's about 43% of the customer base right there. Their hands are tethered. And then other states will follow suit, and we'll get net neutrality back. So that's why Ajit Pai is saying, oh, yeah, no, we need a federal agreement now. We need a federal agreement. Here's a solution, Ajit Pai, because this California net neutrality bill goes even further. It goes even further because it bans zero rating, which means an internet service provider can make you use their video player. And if you do that, it doesn't count against your data. That wasn't even in the federal bill. That's in California's bill. So our net neutrality protections are even better than what passed in 2015. So here's the solution to Ajit Pai. Here's a solution. Give up. Give up and allow Congress and support the Save the Internet Act, which basically just gives us our net neutrality protections of 2015 back. That's what the Save the Internet Act is. Mitch McConnell said it's dead upon arrival. You can use your influence to tell the Senate, to tell Mitch McConnell, to tell President Trump even, just let it go. Just give them the net neutrality protections back from 2015. That way, you have the federal regulation you want. It's just net neutrality, which is what you don't want. But otherwise, Ajit Pai, the states are going to rally for net neutrality protections. And their protections can be even more extensive than the federal thing that passed in 2015. And then we're going to go further, and we're going to start building our own internet infrastructure all across the country. That's happening too, and I'm sure you're not a fan of that. I'm sure you want policy prohibiting that from happening, but you're a free market guy, so how do you justify that in your head, Ajit Pai? That's called competition, baby. You can't be against that, Ajit Pai. That's your thing. Free market, right? So what are you going to say against that? Oh, we need federal. Oh, okay. Well, here's your federal idea, Ajit Pai. Reinstate the Save the Internet Act. Otherwise, it's going to be even worse for the big cable lobby that you pander to. You got caught in a web of your own hackery, Ajit Pai. You're a shill, you're a sellout, and you can't even cater to the people you sold out to. Shame. So hopefully that's what the FCC does. Hopefully they just accept the loss here and they just say, okay, Save the Internet Act, you can have it. Then we get net neutrality back federally, and then we continue. We continue by getting municipal broadband all across the country. What is municipal broadband? That's city-owned internet, where you, the citizen, have control of your own internet access because it's city-run and net neutrality is written in the charter, and it serves the citizens. This is how we should have done the internet in the first place, not giving it over to a bunch of corporations that just want to form an organized duopoly across the country, which is what they did. That's why our internet access sucks compared to a lot of other countries, and we pay more for it than a lot of other countries. So there you go. Lesson is, Ajit Pai and the FCC, they are scared because they know that they're losing this one. And they're losing this one because of so many people who have rallied to the cause. That's why they're losing. Because of organizations like Free Press and Fight for the Future, the organization I collaborated with on a live stream for net neutrality, and the Center for Media Justice, and the Hispanic Media Network. And there's a bunch of others that I can't think of off the top of my head, but the tons of Demand Progress. Can't forget Demand Progress. Mark of Demand Progress has been on this show before. They held the front line and they rallied. And we're starting to win here because the states can pass net neutrality laws. And the FCC doesn't like that. The Ajit Pai FCC doesn't like that because they know these states pass net neutrality bills. Well, the ability to gut net neutrality is over. So you want federal regulation, Ajit Pai? Support the Save the Internet Act. Give us back the 2015 net neutrality protections that we had. Give us that back. That's the best case scenario for you. That is the best case scenario for Ajit Pai and his big cable gangbang. So accept the loss here, Ajit Pai. Accept the loss.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you wanna know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make